Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Horror Review. I am your host, the Pumpkin Man, and today is Christmas. So, yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. And I thought, what better way to celebrate this wonderful time of the year than to have a Christmas special? And the video that I chose for this special is a Christmas related horror video that is well known by now and is a little episode called My Two Front Teeth from the Harmony Horror series. And as we all know, Harmony Horror is made by the very talented Baddington. So yeah, that'll be the episode we'll be reviewing today. And if you are curious about the rest of the Harmony Horror series, yes, hopefully in the future we will be getting to the actual main series instead of covering, the side episodes like this one. But for today, we'll just be sticking with the side episode, the non-canon episode, whatever you wish to call it. But without further ado, let's finally get into... What the hell is that? Hold on, guys. Let me go just check that out real quick. All right, what the hell's going on out here? Darkness, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, hello there. Just setting off some fireworks.
Darkness, it's Christmas. Why the hell are you setting off fireworks on Christmas Day?
Well, isn't that what you're supposed to do?
No, we're supposed to use those on New Year's, not Christmas. I'll pack this up. Come on, we have to save the rest until then.
Right, fine. But can I at least set one more off?
Fine, just one more, all right? And that's it. Did that firework just hit Santa?
I'm sure he's fine.
We just killed Santa. We're going to jail, man. We're going to fucking jail. Christmas's room. We're going to jail.
Get a hold of yourself.
How am I supposed to get a hold of myself when we literally just killed Santa Claus? Oh my god. Great. No one's gonna be able to deliver the presents now, and Christmas it's ruined. We ruined Christmas.
Not entirely.
What the hell do you mean by that?
Well, why don't you just deliver the presents in Santa's place?
Me deliver the presents? I mean, how am I gonna do that? I don't even look like Santa, or I'm not even dressed in a Christmas outfit, and I don't have Wait a minute. Darkness. I think you may be onto something there. Hold on. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back.
Finally, you took about 20 minutes. What the hell are you dressed in?
What? It's my Christmas outfit.
You have a Christmas outfit?
Well, if I'm taking Santa's position, I gotta at least sort of look like him.
Okay, fine. But what are you gonna use for a sled? Santa's is destroyed.
Well, if you really want to know the answer, I think you should look behind me.
It's just your hat on the ground.
You sure about that?
Yes, obviously. What else could it be?
I think you should look again.
All right then, but I'm telling you, it's just your hat. How the fuck did you do that?
Well, to tell you the truth, that's not actually a hat. That's a creature.
You're telling me you've been wearing that thing on your head like a hat?
Yeah, to keep a long story short, it can sort of change form at will. It just always took the form of a hat for me.
Why?
Like I said, it's a long story, but right now we need to get Santa's bag onto it so I can get it up in the air. Okay, finally the bag's loaded on. Darkness, I'm gonna be up in the air now. I need you to take care of Santa's corpse for me.
Got it.
Of course it starts snowing as soon as we get up here. Great. And I guess while I'm delivering presents, I might as well start the horror review. And I'm also gonna have to try to edit out all the wind that's blowing in my face so my voice sounds fine. Awesome. What a great way to spend my Christmas morning. Anyways, let's just finally get into the horror review. The video begins as we see a visual of a studio logo start to form in front of us, revealing that it was made by Batmation Studios. We then are shown the title card, My Two Front Teeth, with a little cartoony head of Sophia in the corner. Our episode begins with a zoom in on a cabin with one creepy-ass moon in the background, And then we are shown a screen with a calendar showing the date to be December 21st. So we begin with Sophia and Henry both discussing how it's very cold outside, but just then both their parents, Martin and Gloria, then interrupt, saying that dinner is ready before both kids saying they're coming. The doorbell then rings, which catches Sophia's attention, who proceeds to go to the door, but we can also see by the door there is a shadowy, devilish figure standing there. But before we can get a better look, Sophia opens the door to reveal that their Uncle Arthur has now arrived, much to Sophia's delight. Arthur then proceeds to hand Sophia a pencil and paper, saying she can now write down a Christmas list. But Sophia says she has no idea what she actually wants for Christmas, which Arthur replies maybe she should wish for a bigger mouth so that she can eat more of her mother's cooking. With that being said, Sophia now has an idea what she actually wants for Christmas. In the next scene, we see Sophia's Christmas list with a little animated head of Sophia at the bottom as we start hearing her saying about how she wants 2 front teeth for Christmas. And as we jump ahead into this, we then see the little animated Sophia head bobbing back and forth, then suddenly disappear. The song continues for a little bit longer before then we cut to this scene with a demonic goat with some text on the screen before the scene glitches out and then cuts to the next one with Sophia then giving the Christmas list to her father. We then see a little 8-bit animation of Martin actually walking the letter to the mailbox before putting it in. As he's walking away, the scene then turns to black and white, glitching out with a rabbit face in the background, before we get to see live action footage of presumably Martin walking through the snow. As he's walking, he approaches a more darker area with a demon face in the background. We then are shown a snowman with its throat slit and blood around its neck, indicating the death of Martin. We are then once again shown inside the house with Sophia telling her mother that she does not feel so good, with her mother then saying that she should get some rest. Sophia takes her mother's advice and heads to sleep. After this, we then head back outside to see the snow-covered forest in front of us with eerie music in the background. But just then we see an 8-bit sprite of Gloria then appear, saying, "Help me, find me, help me, find me," before then we get a jump scare of Gloria before cutting to black. We are once again then shown the snowman with its throat slit, before we then are shown a second snowman slowly appear next to it, with this one indicating Gloria is now dead. The date is now December 22nd. We are shown a door being opened to reveal Sophia has come out of her room. As she stepped out of her room, she then saw her mother standing down the hallway looking eerie as all hell, before deciding it's time to get the fuck out of there and runs away. No, no, no. I'm just fucking with you. No, we actually get to see what happens later on with Sophia, but she does indeed stay in the cabin. Anyways, going back to the actual video itself, we then see Sophia and Henry and Arthur in the living room before Arthur presents a present to Sophia, claiming that it's from her father and for her not to open it until Christmas Day. Arthur then tells the children that they should bake cookies for their father who isn't feeling so well so they can cheer him up. When the cookies are finished, Arthur then presents them to the children. We are then seeing the cookies laid out one by one, first showing a cookie which looks like Henry, another which looks like Sophia, another which represents Gloria, one that looks like Arthur, one that looks like Martin, and then one that's supposed to be Ava, but it's burnt. Sophia then asks what's wrong with the burnt one before Arthur says it's imperfect. As soon as he says it, we are then shown the title card reversed and glitched, really quick before we cut to the next scene, which Sophia now says to Arthur that she doesn't feel so good because she ate too many cookies, with Arthur replying that she should get some sleep, which she does. After we see Sophia go to bed, we then see an 8-bit version of Arthur's face appear on the screen with him laughing, saying ha 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 or ho ho ho. To be honest, I have no idea which one he's actually saying. This continues on a little bit with his eyes increasingly growing bloodshot red with blood leaking from his eyes, before we cut to a realistic scene with Arthur with the devil theme from before standing behind him. And here we go with the snowman again with the slit throats, as another one is added to the lot indicating Arthur has died. The date is now December 23rd. At the start of this day, the kids are concerned with both of them asking each other where their Uncle Arthur is because he was supposed to go sledding with them. Henry says they should look for him before the scene cuts to black. We stay on this black screen for a few more seconds before we cut to some security footage looking upon 5 dolls. This scene continues on for a little bit longer before cutting to black again. After a little bit, we cut back to the footage of the dolls before quickly cutting back to the black screen once again. We then for the third time cut back to the footage of the dolls, but this time something's off, as we now see the doll actually moving its head. We once again cut to a black screen before coming back into the footage of the dolls again. Now this is where things start to get creepy as one of the dolls in the back starts looking directly at the camera. And just as it does, we see a creepy burnt doll head peeking from the middle of the pile of the other dolls, which also begins to stare directly at the camera. Then we hear footsteps quickly rush towards the camera before the footage cuts to black, and now we are back within the cartoon itself. Henry comes down the hallway, hearing his Uncle Arthur's voice calling towards him as he looks to investigate. Henry makes his way into a dark room before seeing something in front of him, calling out to his dad and mom. But as he does, we then cut to a scene of him in his puppet form. Quick fun fact before we continue, I actually added that laugh scene into the intro while I was first producing the horror review. And I was going around looking for scary clips to put into it, and that clip was one I thought was suitable. So hey, thanks Badinton. I hope you don't copyright strike me for this. Please don't. Anyways, we cut back to the snowman and we see a fourth one appearing, and we've already been through this, so you know that this means Henry has died. It is now nighttime when we see Sophia sleeping, but as she sleeps, something comes to the door. We then see Gloria enter the room, covered in blood, in a slender-looking form, slowly start to approach Sophia. Gloria comes extremely close, almost stalking Sophia in her sleep, but not doing anything, and then the scene cuts to black. We now see that it's morning with the creepy-ass moon still in the background, with the date now being December 24th. Christmas Eve has now arrived. We start today off with a scene of the hallway, and hearing Ava's cries within the background echoes through the home. Sophia, with tears in her eyes, tries to find her baby sister, who keeps crying out. Now the background objects are starting to move around crazily. We now begin to hear background music starting to play as Sophia continues to search for her little sister. The background music continues to intensify even more, with Sophia still calling out to Ava and the rest of her family. When she goes to investigate in one of the rooms, the door closes behind her suddenly, locking her in. Now she's in the dark. She looks ahead to see her mother standing in the room with her. She calls out to her, but then we get to see a better look of Gloria, and so does Sophia. Sophia cries out that that's not her mother. We then get this horrifying close-up of Gloria's face as we see her eyes fade back in. Sophia is screaming and crying to let her out. She's trying to get out, but then she notices someone else is in the room. Her father. She calls out to him, and then the screen cuts to black. We see now that Sophia is within her doll form, tied down to a chair, trying to break free. Sophia screams out before the footage glitches and cut into black. We then cut in to see Sophia's mutilated face. We now see the snowmen for the final time, but this time realistic and with black boxes censoring their faces and throats. The family has died, and December 25th, Christmas Day, has arrived. Now, I'm not going to show the rest of the footage for that video, just due to the fact it shows some pretty graphic stuff. Basically, the idea is we get to see what happened to Ava, but she is dead. Now, regarding the way she died is probably the most confusing part of the whole episode, due to the fact we don't know when she died. Now, it's sort of weird because she is the last one we do see dead, but I do not believe she is technically the last one to die. Let me explain. So before, when Sophia was looking for Ava, we heard Ava crying out, and Sophia was lured to that crying and went into the room where she thought the crying was coming from. But as soon as the door closed behind her, the crying suddenly stopped. Now, what I think is the crying wasn't actually coming from Ava, and it was really coming from the demon. My reasoning to believe this is actually because of an earlier scene, when we heard Arthur's voice call out to Henry, and Henry being lured by the voice into the room where he got killed in. And which this is why I think that the demon also did the same thing with mimicking Ava's voice to cry so that it could lure Sophia into the room to get her killed as well. And also the fact that when we find Ava's body, it was in a gift box, and it was the same gift box that Arthur handed Sophia earlier and told her not to open until Christmas Day. And Ava was in the gift box all this time. She went missing when the others also did, and nobody noticed. But yeah, that's just my theory on how everything went. Like I said, I do not believe Ava actually was the last one to go. Well, that's the end of Harmony and Horror's My Two Front Teeth Christmas special. Now, we aren't done yet. I still have to give my pumpkin rating on this episode, but I still have to deliver lots of presents, so it's going to take me a couple of hours, so I will see you in a little bit. I still can't believe I lost the damn bag to the wind. Oh, whatever. At least it stopped snowing and the snow did not stick to the ground. Finally, it's over.
Oh, you're finally back.
Yep, finally got the last of the gifts delivered, and we can officially say we saved Christmas.
Excellent.
Alright, let's go inside. It's cold as hell out here.
Agreed.
Oh, I almost forgot. Did you also take care of Santa's sled and Santa himself?
Yes, they have been both disposed of quickly and discreetly. No one will find them anytime soon.
Phew, alright, good to know. Anyways, let's get inside. I got a horror review to finish up here. Alright, finally out of the cold and in the comfort of my own home and out of that stupid outfit. It's been a long morning and I am very tired, so let's just try to wrap the rest of this horror review up already. Now, with this episode, I think I'm going to place it at a very, very solid 9 out of 10. Now, I give it a 9 out of 10 because, well, it was honestly good. Now, it's far from perfect, but this episode still does a lot good, such as the character designs. We are so used to seeing them in their more 3D animated forms within the main Harmony and Horror series, but seeing them in this 2D animation style for the spin-off special is really cool to see. My favorite out of the bunch has to be Gloria, because we actually get to see her in a more physical form, compared to her mainline series Harmony and Horror version, where she's more or less stuck as a sort of hallucination, imagination sort of thing that Martin sees, and we usually just get to see her face. But in this animation, we get that cool long face from the mainline series, and we threw it on a crazy looking body that just adds to the creepy factor. Another thing that makes this whole animation really cool is the fact that when we see these characters die, we sort of get a similarity between the deaths from this animation and the main series. Since some of the characters, when they do die, end up in the same way they ended up within the main series, like both Henry and Sophia turning into these dolls. One final thing that I did like is how it stuck to a 2D animation rather than do what the main series does and go for a full on 3D animation style. And it's almost in a way trying to indirectly say that, hey, this is not supposed to be a part of the main series and just to be a spin off, since it doesn't follow the same style of animation that the main series does. I could be thinking out of the box with that one, but it's a nice little theory I came up with. Well, I'm pretty tired and this video's drawn on long enough, so let's just get this over with already. Hope you enjoyed the journey that we went along this morning or tonight or whatever you want to say. I don't know. I'm just tired. All you need to know is it's early morning of Christmas still, and in a few hours you guys should be opening your gifts. I hope you guys have a really good Christmas and a really great New Year's. And I've been your host, the Pumpkin Man, and I will be signing off for 2023. I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.